Good evening, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, Adam G, your online inspirational talk show. Tonight, I have two very special guests from another country. Yup, guys, it's no secret that you all know my love for Thailand ever since Chalita Suansuane broke out in the pageant scene 6 years ago. Yup. And since then, I've followed this country like no any other in the pageant scene. And suddenly, this country rode to a wave of momentum that really piqued the interest and curiosity, not just us here in the Philippines, but a lot of pageant fans as well around the world. So let's engage for some Thai pageant talk tonight as we understand Thai pageantry in a better light. And I've got two of the most insightful resource persons in Bangkok joining me tonight. So please say hello to Tong Arroyo Smith, Miss Universe Thailand speech trainer, and Wenika Wichaitana, Thai
สวัสดี
PBS
ครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Hello
Mabuhay
everyone
Philippines
Mabuhay Kumusta
¿Cómo estás?
Very
We're
well
doing
Muy
good. I'm doing good.
bien. ¿Y tú?
It's embarrassing that it's only Tom who really knows how to speak fluent
Well,
Spanish.
Wenika speaks a little bit of the language as well.
Yo hablo un poco de español.
See, even you, you know a little bit of
Wow.
Spanish. Well, it's a pity that coming from a country who has been colonized by the Spaniards for more than 300 years, a century ago. I don't
But
know. I just know a little.
Philippines is really huge and you are so diverse in terms of cultures and languages. Probably people from down south, Zamboanga, for example, they do understand what I'm saying in Spanish. So I say hola to all the people in Davao and Zamboanga.
Yeah, the dialect chabacado. So,
Chibagay.
but first of all, I just want to say thank you for agreeing to do this interview with me. You know what? I've been wanting to do this interview for so long. I just couldn't find the right time to do it. Because, yeah, it's always, because pageant is so alive here in the Philippines, year in and out, just like there in Thailand. So, I'm grateful that our schedules finally met for this
Well, thank you for
interesting and
having me
insightful
too.
interview. So,
Maraming salamat. Thank you for having me as well.
thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. So, how has been the new year treating you both so far?
I mean, I've been swamped with work. I juggle things, my work in campus, and then again with Miss Universe Thailand, and lately Miss Thailand, the latest edition of Miss Thailand. Well, I've been working hard, but then again, I do have a lot of fun. This is, one of the dreams that I always have, and it's like dream come true. Working in the Thai pageantry, supporting all the girls, give them knowledge and broadening their horizons to the international pageantry.
So, do you think this is like your biggest contribution to your country right now?
Well, I would say
That's a
that, beauty pageant is something nationalistic in a way, because every time that the girls have that sash across her body, I mean, especially the Thai queen who say, "Oh, I'll do this kind of thing for my country," and I do believe that all the Filipinas as well would do the same. Just like Katrina Gray say, raise your flag, and we do the same here in Thailand.
Okay, let's talk more about it later. So, before anything else, for sure my viewers are clueless about who are these people that Adam is talking. So for the benefit of my Filipino viewers who might not yet know both of you, can you introduce a little bit can you give a little bit introduction and background
So
about yourself? So ladies first, let's start with Wenika.
exactly.
Well, I'm a news anchor and a news reporter at Thai PBS, a news channel in Thailand, and I'm covering beauty pageant for 6 or 7 years now since Nat Aniporn, opened the gate for Thailand, and we get the chance to enter the top 15 for whoa 5 or 6 years now until Anchilee, but we'll talk about that later in our conversation.
Well, talking about my profile, well, actually, I come from the academia. So my research interests focus on beauty pageants. As I told you earlier in the introduction, Adam, I've been working in the Hispanic and Latin American studies for so long, and one of the highlights, one of the topics that we really pay attention when it comes to these kind of area studies is beauty pageant. We've been talking a lot about Colombia, Venezuela, or Puerto Rico as a powerhouses in the beauty industry. So my interest would focus on that. Plus, I'm doing another master degree, which is women's studies. So it starts from there. But then again, if you ask me how did I get involved in, the Thai pageantry, I would say that I have to thank you, and I'm so grateful to TPN that contacted me and really see my contributions as one of the factor that would help Thai queens to succeed at the international level. So I got contacted by them 2 years ago. I'm working as Amanda's speech and content coach, as you guys may know.
And it
So
is
talk,
work
yeah.
that brought me and Tong together, because he's one of my main reference and my main, you know, he helps me a lot when it comes to news reporting about beauty pageant, because it's not just about entertainment or joy for the Thai audience, but if you look at it in through feminism lens, for example, which is the field that he specializes in, we can we can we can learn more about beauty pageant.
Yeah.
So for sure,
One of the one of the
oh, go
agreements
on.
that Whitney and I always, have in common is that we want to flip the paradigm a little bit about what people have been saying about beauty pageants. They've been saying that it is a platform where women get abused, and in terms of the genre of entertainment is kind of anti-feminist in a way. But then again, if you take a look at it very closer, up close look, you see that today's there's so many dynamics that going on, in the pageant world.
Yes.
And actually, let the girls say we have to hear the voice of the girls first. If that choice that they, making worth it. And I think that's what the feminists should do believe in the voice and listen to the voice of these queens with empathy.
I agree. I agree. But I've been curious to ask this. Why is Thailand so obsessed about beauty pageants as well? Because here in the Philippines, we got it from our colonizers, the
Mhm.
Spanish and the Americans back in 1920s. Especially with the Americans, they introduced us the Carnival Queen pageant here, and
Mhm.
since then we kind of have adopted it in our country as we got our independence from them and even the
Right,
Spaniards later on. For
right.
Thailand, how did it all begin?
I think, historically speaking, it is really interesting. When you talk about Thai history, I think there's a lot of nationalism in it, and beauty pageants is one of the national agendas that has been promoted by, the state in order to establish women's role in Thai society, and at first, when we got contact with this kind of activity, beauty pageant was used or serves as something to promote the democratic ideology back then in many decades ago. So beauty pageants, in a way, it's very nationalized and it's one of the national agendas, and it is where people actually can get together and celebrate, especially in the modern time where when we have difficulties in terms of pandemics and no celebrations going on in the society. That's
Yes,
my
I
point
agree
of
with you. And you can see the change in the fandom communities, because when you look at it like 10 years ago, there's only like one, two, or maximum five fan communities in Thailand. But nowadays there are like 20 or 30 pages talking about beauty pageant, like not just Miss Universe Thailand, but Miss Grand Thailand and other pageants, and their voices are being heard more and more. Like
Hmm.
some pages get a chance to ask the queens in the final round.
Hmm.
They get to send in
Mm.
that question. But if you look at it like 10 years ago, this is not the thing that you can see.
I think that people, especially the fans and the entrepreneurs, are very much passionate about these kind of activities because it moves so much. It moves the
Yes.
society so much. Nowadays we take a look at the content or context of the beauty pageant around the world, even in Thailand or the Philippines. They go along with the social movement. Actually, take a look at the questions. Is top five of Miss Universe or even the local pageant, in Bidding Pilipinas, Miss Universe Philippines, or even the Thai editions of Miss Universe Thailand, for example. We've been working together at the universal level and then again at a local level. So that's why I mean it becomes the activities that we can enjoy in our everyday life, and it's related to what's going on in our everyday life.
Yes. Especially
I,
during the pandemic, beauty pageant is like, as a news reporter and as a news anchor, I can say that beauty pageant is only one entertainment going on in our country that can be held. Like we have no concerts, we have
Exactly
no
correct.
entertainment events, just beauty pageants like Miss Universe
Hmm.
Thailand for 2 years in a row that they get. Yeah,
Yeah,
so is it
I think we have to give a lot of credits to people, working in the
sure.
industry, the
The
entrepreneurs,
people behind it.
sponsorships, all the conglomerates here in Thailand or out there around the world, and the small people that work in, the set or in the organizations. We devote ourselves so much to make this happen because we are so passionate about it and we turn it into something very positive. You can feel that there's a lot of positive energy going on, and we do support and root for the girls to make it happen. So it's not just about what we see on the stage, actually, the activisms out there on the fan pages, at the set, all the tourist destinations that they go visit. You can see a
Yes.
lot of movement going on, and beauty pageants can do it. While we talk about, if we talk about concerts, if we talk about, world tours of any artists around the world, it's not that much.
so is it based from everything that you both are saying? Is it safe to say that Thailand is also a beauty obsessed nation? Because us, I have to admit, us here in the Philippines, we're really
100%.
we're
And we're not
really
ashamed about that
Agree.
though.
I would agree. I mean, we feels like now we have got to become one of the world beauty pageants powerhouses because we know that it's really relevant. It's know that it's important, and plus, if you can feel there's certain degrees of nationalism going on in this kind of activity, and then, of course we have that kind of money, even though the Philippines have been living with it since the Spanish colonial period. But then again, here in Thailand, I think in the past decade, we do believe that we on the track to to make this big as well.
do,
Yes. And
do you
if
think
you look at it through the organizer's lens, it helped generate a lot of money behind the production, because well, not just Miss Universe Thailand, they have like their own brands. They expand their branches into another beauty pageant, which is Miss Thailand. And we have another pageant as well, where it gets so popular that this year they extend their popularity into another entertainment genre, which is
Mm,
Molam, like
agree.
northeastern entertainment for the people in the northeastern. So you can see the dynamic, and you can see that it helps so much when it comes to the business of the people.
Yeah, the household economy, the national economy, or even the regional economy. I would say the global economy as well.
do you think it's also safe to say that the reason why beauty pageants thrive both in our countries is because of our socio-economic makeup
Well,
as a nation,
it
that
is a
we're
hard
looking for
part
an
we are
escape
doing now.
despite the hardships, the poverty,
Mhm,
the numerous crises that both
mhm.
our countries are facing.
I think we can be critical about it for sure. I mean, if we take a look at the geopolitics, I mean, the Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, or even those countries in Latin America, we are part of the what we call the global South, where the economic gap is really huge, and again, the class mobility is something that people fighting for on every life basis. And people like us, especially those who still like struggling to get the welfare from the state, would have to look for. So beauty pageants, especially for the girls who know how to make, her body as a capital, you know, will, bring herself into the space and take up the space and, make the most out of it as part of the class mobility or the economic mobility. So I think it's fair for them to provide such a platform. And
Yeah,
again, they work really hard to be, part of the community, to make the fan happy, and at the same time to be the echo, not the echo, actually a voice for the people who live in the country or her homeland. I think that's something that we have to look up for, when it comes to beauty pageants, especially when it comes to the girls competing neck and neck in this kind of genre content.
exactly.
Yes, I
Exactly.
agree.
Both our girls see this as a platform, and not just a platform. Like they see this as a vehicle or tool for their lives to change for the better. Especially if they
Mhm.
come from poverty, they really see this beauty pageant
Yeah,
route as a way to
And
get
there's nothing
themselves out
wrong with
or
wanting to have a
families
better
out of
life.
poverty. Yeah. So
yeah. And you have a
sorry,
lot of empirical evidence, Venus Ra, for example. If we learn
Venus
from
what?
her case, Venus Ra, your queen, Venus Ra. You
Ah,
know,
Venus Ra. I
yeah,
thought Venus. Yeah, Venus. Yeah,
Venus,
Venus.
Venus
Yeah, the
Ra,
girl.
and or even our Thai queen Chalita Suansuane. They come from a very humble background, and then
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
paving the way up. You know,
I see. So yeah, and I'm also curious to ask this: why is Thailand so good in mounting or organizing beauty pageants? I mean, every
Mhm.
time, ever since I've watched Miss Universe Thailand, the production values, the set decoration, the production design are all top notch. I mean, every year you always come out with something new. Does it have something to do with your culture? Because
I
we're
mean,
always amazed.
we can begin with Wenika's first because she's been the one who's working, you know, on the coverage, so she can see something even broader than me. But then again, I'll give my perspectives as well.
Well, what is the saying that go big or go home?
Exactly, I do
Yes.
agree.
And well, in Thailand, the popularity doesn't just end with Miss Universe Thailand. Now we have the other pageant, Miss Grand Thailand, which continually gain the Thai fans attention. And I see it as a competition between the two beauty pageants. So who makes the most extravaganza production? The fans gets to talk about it, and if 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 they gain the viral moment, then is why not?
Yeah. Just to wrap up a little bit of what Wenika just said, we are living in what we call the neoliberal kind of economy. So, of course, there's a lot of competitions going on in every field, and
Mm.
beauty pageant is not exceptional. And, take a look at the numbers of the beauty pageant stages that are mushrooming in the countries. I can feel that the competition is real fierce. But again, it shows that people in this industry, they have what we call the passions, and that's became the main theme of Miss Universe Thailand in the past, taking the case of the national directors of Miss Universe Thailand as an example. She's a passionate woman. She's really want to become a successful entrepreneur. So she put a lot of energy in it. She's even, came down to the set and, work with the girls hand in hand. And what's really surprised me is that she's really kind of down to earth in order to get to know every details. So I would say that we have that kind of extravaganza or whatsoever wow elements on the stage because people in the industry, I mean, the Thai beauty pageants organizers, they are perfectionists in a way. And of
And
course, there's a big stake out there. If you
Yes.
put a lot of energy in it, you did it at your very best, and then we do believe that the best thing will come back to you, and it's proof that it's true. Actually, you can see that the fans, not even in Thailand, in the Philippines, in Latin America, those beauty
Yes.
fans pages in Spanish, they would do the coverage live, alongside with what we have here in the regions. So it's huge now. It's not
yes,
only in Thailand or in Southeast Asia, but it's become global thanks to the internet and all the international fans who.
Now I remember I get a chance to interview her on the first day of the Miss Universe Thailand,
which year?
before Anchilee got crowned. I I
Amanda.
I can feel that Pipui, right, from TPN, she doesn't see beauty pageants just as beauty pageant, but maybe she wants to expand her beauty kingdom into another field as well. Not just beauty pageant, but maybe other forms of entertainment. Because she now looking into the metaverse entertainment kind of way,
Hmm.
like the
Hmm.
NFT, the cryptocurrency, which is gonna be a trend in the future. So I don't think she just want to stop here.
Hmm.
Just well for beauty pageant each day and day go by, each year and year go by, but maybe she got many things up in her sleeves, which we'll
I'm
get to
not. I'm
see.
not saying that going to Miss Universe is not the ultimate goal of Miss Universe Thailand
Yes,
anymore. It is, and to have the winner from Thailand, the third crowd, of course, is still one of the goals, but it's not the only goal that
Yeah.
Miss Universe Thailand organization is working real hard on. Of course, we see things at the horizontal level
Yes.
as well.
You know, I'm.
Things that you can enjoy in along the journey. All the contents produced and partners that you will be gaining along the journey. That's why you see a lot of branding. You see a lot of
right.
sponsorship. Come join. The
See
movement.
that you said. I'm glad that you finally said it because that's my follow up question. It seems like Miss Universe Thailand organization is never running out of money. You know, that's why you guys can come out with all these lavish, grand production designs. Is because of it. We never lack out of sponsors. It's like every used pageant, every new Miss Universe Thailand edition, there's always a new set of sponsors coming
I think
in, providing the
economically
funds.
speaking, Miss Universe Thailand organizations really, really uh, working uh, hard on that. They're working really hard on that in striking the balance between the sponsorship, social courses,
Mm-hmm.
um, creating their own brands, and it functions like if I would say the equivalent of IMG. They're
Yeah,
creating that kind of
Yes.
empire.
yeah,
So Miss Universe Thailand is not just Miss Universe Thailand. Later on, she can be the spokesperson in the UN, just like Miss Universe. We're not saying
Yes.
that we see Miss Universe as the enemy. Yes, of course, we still
Still
sending the girl to
competitors.
the stage, but at the same time, we should be focusing on our path as well, and something that we can do it right here, right now, at home, and why not? So you have to enjoy the moment as well. The momentum is here, so just make the most out of it. That's what I think the organization is doing.
Yeah, that's true. And every year, I'm just amazed because it has never been more evident when you hosted the Miss Universe pageant back in 2018
Hmm.
because to
Exactly.
be honest, all of us Filipino pageant fans here would unanimously say that your edition in 2018 is by far the best in recent years.
Including the
Compa-
Queen.
yes,
I
Yes.
of
love
course,
Catherine
including.
Margaret.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? If especially if you compare it to our hosting back Manila hosting in 2016, your edition is way up better.
Mm.
It's like Thailand demanded the Miss Universe organization, "Hey, you got to put so many Thai elements in the show to make it look more Thai." Just so everyone in the world knows it is really
It is
being held
held
in
in Thailand.
Thailand.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what we call
So,
the power of negotiating. You have to negotiate, and if you promise to do things for someone else, you do it your very best. That's why I said that people in this industry here, we are perfectionists in a way. Even though we're not perfect, but we try to deliver the best from our performance. So if you take a look at it in a bigger pictures, organizing events like this, it's a world class, right? So you have to
yes.
like make it big and
The world
make
class.
sure that the fans out there would get the benefit and the best out of it. It's gonna be la crème de la crème, la crema de la crema. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The best of the best.
So this is why us here in the Philippines, every time there's a news that, Thailand will host this certain pageant, we get really excited because we know that Thailand will really pull out all stops to make sure that, that you guys will be rolling out the red carpet. The girls that are the pageant organizers will really have the best experience there is, right? So actually there's a comment here from Gina Bella. Why is it everyone is into the metaverse? Because even us here, Miss Universe Philippines organization is starting to do the metaverse NFT thing. Even yeah, is it really the in thing to do right now? Invest in
I
crypto?
I think the turning point is the pandemic. We are living our life now in a virtual world. Every activities that we have to do to earn the livelihoods, and I think over 50% happening now in the virtual world, right? So now or never. Now or never. The metaverse is just like, another space that we have to make up. And it's going to be something like neo-colonialism going on as well. But it's where the resources lie ahead. You know what I mean? So if you act quick, you learn from the failures and you become better next time. It's, something that we should do right now instead of, putting ourselves in that kind of wait and see situations. Learn from a mistake is something that I think it's now we have to do because we never know what's going to happen next. You know, we don't
Yes.
know whether we are facing the apocalypse or not. So I'm just kidding. But then again, I think
Yeah.
that's a very brave spirit to try, and I think the world is taking this very seriously. I mean,
And I
all
think
the
yeah, I think before we move to before we move to the next topic, I think I agree. So because NFTs usually would thrive on all these art cards where you guys would trade.
Yes.
P
yeah,
yeah, where because Pia is really into it, right? Pia Wurzbach is really into it
yeah, I
right
know.
now,
Really?
and we're learning so much from it. So yeah, and
I mean, take a
it's
look at what happened in your everyday life. You go shopping, you
Yeah.
use your smartphone, and you pay.
yeah,
Everything
to
is there.
pay.
You don't even have to use the cash anymore. So
Yeah,
the
all
turning
right,
point is the pandemic, and then now we're living, you know, double life, virtual realities as well.
And many
very
people
true.
expect it to be like a new kind of economic
Currency.
with
Hmm.
that we're not going to use our currency
Mhm.
anymore, but only digital currency. So
Yeah.
people are hype about that, and
Mhm.
that's the another contribution, I think.
Yeah, and I think one of the best way to lure people to get to know it more is using the very effective vehicles like soft power, entertainment, something that you can turn into entertaining as well. And beauty pageant is just right for this, I
The
think,
right
because it's
vehicle for that.
mass, because it's really popular. So why not using the platform to
Mm.
you know
To educate us about
educate the
NFTs.
people as
Yes.
well.
All right. So okay. So enough of enough of MFTs for now. So there's so many questions coming in. You know, you know that you both heard my introduction, and to be honest, I really got so obsessed with Chalita Suansuane when she graced the Miss Universe stage here in Manila. I thought she was really amazing. I thought, wow, can a Thai delegate really send that caliber to the Miss Universe stage, considering that it's been more than what? Before Chalita, it's been, oh yeah, Aniporn placed
Aniporn,
before
yes.
Chalita, but before Aniporn, there was like 10 year gap between Aniporn and the girl who represented
Yeah.
Thailand in
I think the
2006,
latest
right?
girl that made the cut was Faroum
Farun
Yuti
Yutitam.
From yeah. So
Mexico
I want
City.
So I wonder how do you guys discover girls like Shalita there in Thailand? Because us here in the Philippines, uh, there are so many pageant
Mhm.
camps here, like Aces and
Mhm.
Queens, Gandahang Flores, who really discover, scout, and train these girls for
Mhm.
not just during the national competitions, but even during the provincial competitions, barangay
Right.
competitions. So, um, Maria Revillame is asking here, is there a beauty pageant camp in Thailand as well? Keep safe and hydrated.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
camps here.
are some already. Yes, and I think it's transnational kind of cultures. We learn from the camp in the Philippines, and we try to adapt and adjust as well. But right now, we said it functions as a modeling agencies as well. So some of the girls
Yeah,
each year sent by these modeling agencies, and they train the girls, and now they kind of add the beauty pageants elements in it so that their curriculum is a little bit amplified and cover more target
Yes.
clients.
I'm curious to ask, since you said modeling agencies, don't you think there's some sort of like, a big difference in terms of how these modeling agencies train their girls compared, well, let's say if these girls come from pageant camps? Because let's face it, there's a huge difference between a model walk and a pageant walk. So
Got your point.
how do you
Maybe Wenika
reconcile
has
that?
something to say too, since she's been covering news on modeling agency and beauty pageants as well. And then I add some more extra information to her answers.
Well, I can
So
see that. Yeah,
yeah, go on, Wenika. You were saying.
there's there's a there's a modeling agency of Pilugate, right?
Hmm.
Where she
Well, the
trains
modeling school actually is called Muse by Metini.
news.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
and then
News by Maytini. That
another two modeling agencies that are uh, really keen into sending the girls to the pageants is Kiss Models
Yeah,
and
I
Kiss
heard that.
model, right?
New Lines as well. Kiss Models is the modeling agency that sent Nat Aniporn and
Net
Maria.
Aniporn, Maria,
Mm-hmm.
and this year Uli, one of the top
Uli,
five.
yeah, one of the runner-ups. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Anchilee came from
Felines,
Feline
exactly.
agency.
feline agency. Oh, so what about the other girls who are coming from the other provinces like Miss Chiang Mai? Because I also quite know Mr.
Yeah,
Addison or the
yeah,
Team Phuket guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how do they
So
do it there? Yeah.
that's another line, yeah. Apart from the modeling agencies I've been talking about, Team Phuket and Team Chiang Mai, they're kind of old school beauty house, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
If you know La Quinta Rosana of Hot Smell Saucer in Caracas, Venezuela, they're functioning like that, and they know this kind of genre really well. They know how to like mold the girls. They know how to adjust the mindset of the girl and to get ready. They train them in every aspect that considered essential for the beauty pageants, makeup, hair, even how to treat the fans. I mean, they're really good for it. They really have a knack for it because they've been working in this, industry for so long. But above all, I would say that, the owners, the the guys who owns the camp, they are really passionate about beauty pageants. So that's just like in the case of Philippines, when we talk about Jonas or we talk about, you know, um, C, for
Roger.
example, you know. Mhm.
Yeah.
So
So there's
they've
a
been
question.
working in this genre for so long, and they know the nature of the industry.
Even Fasai also had a has a finishing school or a or a camp as well. I don't know if it's
Mhm.
still ongoing. Yeah. Yeah, she recently launched one, right? So wait, there's a
Mhm.
question here from Sherry Lu Moncada. Is there she's interested to know if there is a Filipino pageant coach in Thailand. Thank
Mhm.
you, Kapungka.
We used to have, I think, some girls, Joy Marcoy's beauty camps many
Yeah,
years
I've heard
ago.
him.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure about in
Is it
just
Thailand, but
like
is
I
it
the
Goldie?
girls
know
in
Is it
Myanmar.
Filipino
Because when I
coach.
were there in Manila, I bumped into some of the Thai girls and the girls from Myanmar as well. Who were in the middle of getting trained by the camps. You know, and there's some people who really believe in the curriculum of the beauty pageants over there in the Philippines. Okay, because we really adore the way the Filipinas perform on the stage. They're really professional. They know their job really well. That's why you always nail it when it comes to the stage performance. Our Thai fans really, really talked about it when it comes to her performance on the stage compared to what the girl would do during the activities just before the preliminary.
Mhm.
You know, the Filipinas would stay very humble and chill in a way. But then again, when she pop up there on the stage, she's
She becomes a
always
queen.
brings her A game, and that's something that we really really admire when it comes to the Filipinas. Queen doing her job.
I believe that Samantha Bernardo trained a
Mm.
few girls before she flew back to
Exactly, up
the
Yes.
north
Philippines.
in Chiang Mai and Lampang, I
Yes.
think she mastered that.
Yep.
Her walk, the way she glides, just like humble.
Effortless. Yeah, there's a question here from Cherry Lu Mercado again. What can you say about Philippines' stance on pageantry compared to Thailand? I mean the differences.
I think the Philippines know the game. Why do Thai girls believe so much in the spontaneity, being natural,
Mm.
being humble, and believe in her essence? But the Philippines, the sash, just shouts that I am the one and I am the queen. I'm here not to play, but to slay. I
Yeah,
do love both of the qualities. Okay, because that's the reasons why maybe Pontiff Nagaranganok won the crown in 1888, many decades
1980.
ago. And we still have that kind of perfect image of Miss Thailand abroad, because at the end of the day it proves that she's still her. you know but when it comes to the stage performance, yeah, you need to spice it up. You need to show what could be your outstanding um, characteristics. It's all about that. So that's what my opinion is all about to the question.
since you brought it up already, the difference between how Filipina girls perform on stage compared to the Thai girls there. Why is it like that? How come, forgive me to say this, I can't find the right adjective, but I feel like the Thai girls are very timid. are
In a
very
way,
shy.
Mm.
I know.
Aloof. I know they're they're very shy. It takes a lot of courage for them to open up. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? To
I
really
Mm-hmm.
know.
like do how their Filipino counterparts do it on stage. So again,
It's
does
the
it have
way we
something to
are.
do with the culture?
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's the way we are brought up
Hmm. The
since.
education.
Yes.
Think about the educations that you have in the class. You probably have been encouraged to speak up in the in the public area. You love to sing. You go to the church and you enjoy the choir and everything like that in the public. That's why you love performing. That's why you have you know Lia Salonga. You know what I mean? But here in Thailand, we do believe in another beauty ideology. We do believe that the girls need to be sweet
Yes.
and you know need to be someone who people in the family who people out there can harbor hope on. Someone that comes up with kindness, which is something that I don't totally agree though. I think the girl can be fierce, the girl can
Yes.
be brave, the girl can be whatever she want to be, to step out of that private sphere or the roles established by the society. That's why I encourage all the girls to join the beauty pageants because it's where they discover themselves. And if you take a look at Miss Thailand in the past decades, now they become more like very active and very extroverted way. So little by little,
So do you
Yeah.
think it has something to do with the fact that Thailand is a very homogeneous society?
could be, but
That's
now,
why,
yeah, but
yeah,
now it's
the
changing. It's changing. Mhm. It's changing. We have to accept that whether it's here in Thailand or in the Philippines, still we have to live with that kind of patriarchy in a way,
yeah,
And
because
beauty pageant is where actually that we have to explore and see if it can be an empowering space for the girls. And in many occasions, I found that yes, it is. It's where that the girl can feel very welcome and supported to you know to empower herself, to
okay,
have that kind of visibility. And
or
that the girls in the past was like, I don't want to join that beauty pageant because I have to reveal my skins and whatsoever. But now, no.
Mm-hmm.
all right. So there's a question here. They're preempting all my questions, so might as well feature their questions. Thailand, just like the Philippines, sent a very competitive and beautiful candidate. But what do you think is lacking on Thais as compared to a Filipina candidate?
Mm, I would say that the eloquence
Mm-hmm.
as the term. When it comes to the public speaking, I think you guys might have this in mind as well. But I think each time the girls come up with more or better preparations. That's why we now pay attention to the extra linguistic knowledge and cultures and whatsoever global issues that could be part of the questions in the top five. But you guys been doing that for so long, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's my job. That's why I just step in and give my support to the girls
So
in
yeah,
Yes.
pageantry.
And
I,
each beauty camp, I heard that they're looking for someone to train, especially for the Q&A rounds, because Thailand has been, well, people we, we get questioned a lot why we get into the top five but never make into the top three, why
Mhm.
we never nail the question round. So each modeling camp, each modeling agencies, each modeling each like beauty camps trying to find like experts like Tong or experts in like feminism studies, social studies to train the contestants better.
I think now the goals become more global in a way too. Apart
Yes.
from, being authentically Thai or whatever you would say, the goals become more global in a way. through these global issues that they learn, you know. And then again, I think it's a time consuming process. It's not something that you could have it done in, a couple of weeks. It's time consuming actually, and it depends on the interest of the girls as well. If she like to pay, particular attentions to these issues, I know why Katrina Grace did her job really well when it comes to the public speaking because she always read. Pia Alonso watch back. Take a look at her, what she did during the competitions. She would have that kind of
I
small
know, right?
notebook, and then she jotted everything down. That's something that the queens or the beauty pageant girls need to realize as well. That is part of the performance. You know, so you guys lucky just because you have that, not just because you have that Western educational background installed in the educational system, the American one, but then again, you have the queens who really, you know, feels like 30 or have that kind of, thirst for the crowd,
Yeah.
so that they do everything that it would take to quench that kind of thirst. You know what I mean? And
The
I can feel
mindset
that
of the
too.
queen.
I can feel that too here in Thailand right now because the girls like they study all the times. Apart from doing the modeling or pasarela, that what guy would call in Tagalog, for example. Um, and I think at the end of the day, maybe give them 10 years. No, give them more, a couple of years. It's already been 10 years already since Aniporn, right?
10 years,
So
10 more years. So I wonder, you said Tia and Catriona. Do you think, part of the reason why Thailand also, never goes beyond top five is because they have a hard time speaking in English? Or do you think um, a, a Thai delegate speaking in her native language or hiring an interpreter
mm,
could
I totally
also
understand.
solve the problem?
I totally understand. That's why people keep asking the reasons why we have the Russian girls as winners since Maria's,
Maria.
Sutra, Amanda, and then again Anchilee, just because we want someone who
Can
Who
speak
can
knows?
English.
speak fluent English. I think partly yes, because we know that the Queen's job, the Miss Universe jobs at the end of the day, is not just on the stage answering top five questions, but then again, we, foreseen the futures, the post pageantry. When she got to work with the IMG or the Miss Universe organization, she need to be the spokespersons.
Yes.
We
And to
want
be a
to make
brand
sure that the
ambassador.
girl can feel really comfortable in her own skin, working with the organizations because we want the best, for the organizations as well.
But
And
don't you?
and
All
and,
right.
and I do believe that speaking perfect English is not a prerequisite, just like Janine Tokunon would, answer back then. But then again, we have to be realistic in a way, She or, the girl doesn't have to be a native speaker or doesn't have to speak or make her speech sounds like a native. But then again, I think she's need to be at least fluent and talking about her command of English. I think it's got to be good.
It's like
But
applying for a job. If you know the organization is looking for a certain type of, you know, English is a prerequisite. Even though English shouldn't be a language to, value a human or a person, but when it comes to competing, English is a must for a girl who will win.
but then
Something that you probably.
so okay, okay,
What,
go
what do you
on.
want to say? No, Adams. I know you have some kind of
Is
pros and
it
cons. And you
in my
part of the
head?
con.
No,
Yeah.
because is it the reason why Anchilee won over
No,
Kasamue
no,
in because she speaks better English during the
No.
I
finals,
don't think
No.
so. She deserved the
or
crown
Amanda
definitely.
over Vina last 2020?
No,
No.
I would say no. I would say no. I mean,
If you
especially in the time when we got to select the queens last year's, well, simply speaking, Anchilee's reign, right? And the latest editions of Miss Universe Thailand, Anchilee did shy through. I'm part of the judging committee, so I could see very outstanding qualities in her. She kind of shy through, and when she
yes,
spoke,
Yeah.
everything like
Yeah.
lit up. You know what I
But
mean?
why?
You also interview her, right? You also interview her, and she come up with
No,
that.
I wasn't able to
No,
interview
sorry.
her.
And
yes,
No,
she
she's
came up with the freshness that the spontaneity that we've been looking for. That could be part of the reasons why that she win. Apart from that, there's so many factors that I
because
think she
that
can
night it cannot
sanctify
be
the
anybody else
expectation.
except Anchilee.
I actually want to give a full analysis on her right now, but I'm really trying to be careful with my words right now. So I'm really trying to break it to you guys gently, to be honest. So, since you said it yourself, you saw something in her, you saw something different in her. Yeah, she spoke great English, but why do you think it did not resonate well in Israel when she was there? Considering that
I
she has an advocacy,
Mhm.
her face looks commercial, she seems to be the IMG prototype. What
true,
happened?
true, true. I think still Miss Universe is Miss Universe. And one of the highlights is the stage performance. Taking, Angelique's case as an example to explore and study the reasons, I think Miss Universe is still traditional in a way. They know what kind of girl they're looking for.
So Anchilee
I think
does
we were
not.
there enough. We brave enough to, be the trailblazers. You know what I mean? To, work with this kind of girl because we do believe in the social advocacies as well. That the beauty pageants platform should be meaningful in a way to people in the
Yes.
society. That's why we, promote this kind of ideology. But at the same time, taking a look at the possible reasons why she didn't make the cut, I would say that she's still very new in this, beauty pageant world. Literally speaking, she could be dubbed as a greenhorn, But then again, it doesn't mean that she could not develop her career path right after this. Anchilee is a very clever girl. She's very well educated in a way. She understands the social issues really well. And but then again, with a very short period of time to get trained, then maybe that could be the reasons why she's still, you know, not able to blossom that well. That's my point of view, though, with
Yeah,
respect.
I'm glad that you mentioned that since because I could understand the reason why she won, because she really performed. And I think, let's face it, during the competition she was only fighting with Tarina, a couple of girls like and
Mhm.
Kasamoe for the title. So at least if you look at it from the Miss Universe Thailand point of view, you could easily overlook Anjali's her flaws or weaknesses. But then, if you still somehow present the same her to Israel, then she easily gets swallowed because all these other girls from all these countries will really definitely bring their A game. So I wonder what happened during the training session. Was she able to train sufficiently for the
Mm,
catwalk or pasarela?
she got only like less than a month to train,
13 days, I
Yeah.
think.
less
13
than
days.
13 days even,
Less than 13 days.
like 20 days, and her schedule is fully booked. I
Really
I
tight.
once asked I once asked the organizer
I
for
did a
to
session
to have an
online. I
interview
did a
with her,
session
but I
online.
didn't get a chance. Yes.
I want to say something about it.
That's
I'm glad.
that's that's why I said she's really potential because she had her
Yeah,
schedule like tight back then.
Yes.
yeah. Can I say something? I hope you don't mind me asking this. Why is it that, given that, she was crowned less than 2 months before Miss Universe, or I think a month before Miss Universe happens, why did Miss Universe Thailand organization still give her a lot of activities or public appearances to do when she could have just concentrated on focusing on her pasarela training and other things to do?
Because we have to strike the balance between, the business part and the performance parts as well. As I said earlier, we try to expand things in a very horizontal ways as well. Plus, we do believe that to a certain extent, and Chile, she had the qualities that we are looking for. But then again, yes, I mean, with the pandemics and everything, and all the activities that happened back then, it's very tight. It's very tight. Even though it's, you said that, why don't we why didn't we make the most out of the 13 days that we have available for, the expensive and very intense training? I would say that still it's a hard work to do. It's a hard work to do.
Yeah, actually, it's not during Anchilee's time that this happened. This also happened with Amanda, with Fasa. I
Mhm.
just noticed that. I'm thinking now, what if what if this is just my humble suggestion? What if um you don't give them, because the business side, like all these sponsor photo shoots, appearances, can it be done after her competition is over, or especially at least if you think about the, at least if there is a scenario between if the competition date and the crowning and the national competition took place, at least you could focus more on the training aspect, and then you could probably think about the business side
Mhm.
after the international competition is over.
Okay, I cannot say directly because I'm not part of the business, team of the organizations. But this is my point of view only. I would think that things like this you cannot leave it until it cold.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Right.
maintain a very good relationship with the sponsorships as well. Think about next year. They're gonna be, the sponsorship, the main sponsor again or not for for the organizations to come up with the bigger productions and to make the fan happy and whatsoever. This is something that's really hard to do, and you have to have that kind of entrepreneurship in a way. It's not about the beauty camp anymore. It is actually one of the biggest national entertainment event. I can say that. Just like Wenika, said that, beauty pageants, Miss Universe Thailand is one of the biggest, now maybe the biggest entertainment event in Thailand. A lot of
That's
expectations going on.
Mm.
A lot of expectations going on. And apart from that, we kind of acknowledge, I mean, the organizations, maybe not we, I mean, even though I work for them, but they can stand tall on their own too, without trying to fit the Miss Universe standards in a way that we have to pay attention only to the queen as the business,
Mhm.
yeah,
conglomerate.
I see it
I
now,
think they are walking towards that directions as well.
but then look what happens now. The streak has been broken. So I'm curious to ask if it will still be the same formula, the same
Mhm.
path, the
I
same
can
setup for
I
for
cannot
this
say,
year.
but I cannot say what's gonna be like. But I think the organizations, the national directors, has been
They
always
now
showing the
know. Yeah.
expectations a lot, and they learn from the mistakes, and they try. I mean, TBN has been working in this industry for maybe 4 years, right? Four, five
Yes.
years, 4, 5 years.
Going into 4 years.
Four editions of Miss Universe Thailand plus one edition of Miss Universe, and they grew up a lot. Now they become I would say that they become one of the, you know, um,
The
powerhouse.
biggest pageant, yeah.
Could be, yeah. I don't know. I mean, you have to take a look at the statistics, and then you can say that. But yeah,
Can I can I make a
well,
humble suggestion? A humble suggestion. From one From one friendly neighbor to another. No, I just want to share something. Catriona Gray, right? I have to tell you, did you know that I'm just telling you all these little things because I think these little things will also spell the difference in winning from losing. So
Yeah.
back in 2018, when Catriona was preparing for Miss Universe 2018, did you know that? I just heard it from my reliable sources. Did you know
I'm
that
all ear. Tell us.
she personally requested Binibining Pilipinas not to give her more public appearances
Um,
a month or a month and a half before she was about to fly for Thailand,
so that she can pull herself together,
so that
concentrate,
she
and
can
work
really
on performance.
focus on her training. She could really
Got it.
work on her slow mo twirl, perfect her slow mo twirl. So this is why, you know,
It
um,
showed.
I'm since you work for the Miss Universe Thailand organization, and I also
If
personally
I
want
if
to
I
see
can do
Miss
it, I would pass on your message right away.
Yeah,
The
because I think
organization.
because I noticed this, and I also this because I think every move by Miss Universe Thailand winner is always being publicized on social media.
I know.
From the moment
True.
she got crowned all the way she left for the host country. Like
Mhm.
every move, it's always being publicized on social media. And in a way, if you're, let's say, a foreign fan following, let's say, Amanda Obdom, somehow before she leaves for for the Miss Universe competition, she finally, you have this feeling of getting saturated because of her overexposure on social media.
I know. Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I know. I
I'm
know. I know.
sharing you all my personal thoughts, and
Uh huh.
so this is why this is where my humble suggestion is coming from.
You're very
If
constructive and very
yeah,
useful piece of information.
if
Yeah, I'll take it
if
into considerations.
if the organization could really, focus more on the girls training behind the scenes without the
Hmm.
cameras, without the phone cameras, you know, actually they can do it, but they don't have to just, publish it on social media so that the girl still, you know, retains that sense of mystery
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
for the pageant fans to look forward to
I know.
in her international competition. So I think that. Yeah, this is just my opinion
No, it's very constructive in a
because
way. I mean, yeah, you need a wow factor, right? You need like
yeah
you need to be like a
yeah
tiger in the cave, and then again, when you come
I,
out, it's like,
yeah that's I think that's part of the magic here in the Philippines. We operate in
mm,
secrecy.
I see.
Even
agree.
the yeah so can that happen with a new winner
I can
this year?
understand your point, but I
Yeah.
can understand TPN point too because with the former organizers, the fans the fans
Mm,
are not happy that they don't get to know anything about the activities going on behind the scene, and then TPN are here and try to fix that problems that the
but
fans are
But the thing
requesting.
is, MUT is overfeeding the fans with a
Mhm.
lot of exposure. Probably one way to resolve that is get a competent social media manager for the MUT page. Just to give updates about the girls without necessarily going into behind the scenes, what the girl is doing. Like, training with
Mm.
Tong. You know what I mean? She's training with Tong because I know I still remember that time. This is already starting to get more, more natural conversation without this live setup because I feel like, I remember this video clip I saw on social media where Amanda was being trained
no, you
by
do it with your good heart. It's constructive. I totally understand.
yeah. Um I got distracted by this comment. Adam,
You are
Adam,
emotional.
you're
You are
sharing
emotional a
too
little bit, huh?
you're sharing them a lot of information. I also, because I want them to win, because I want them to finally win, because I can see all the hard work, the anticipation of the fans.
Who
Because
said that,
this
Ronald? We can be friends. I mean, even though we, competitors in a way, but I do feel for the Filipinas every time that you guys need to come. So
Yeah, going back to
that
was
means
to
so
what
much.
I was. Yeah, thank you, Ronel, for your comment. But as I was saying, there was this video clip that I saw on social media where Amanda was
Mm-hmm.
being trained,
Mm.
and of
Mm-hmm.
course, where it was being trained by a group of trainers in a Q&A, and you can see in Amanda's face
Oh,
the
the one that went
stress,
viral, the one that
the
went
yeah
viral.
Yes.
Mm.
the toll, the stress that it's taking
I
her
know.
to do this. So I
I,
pity
I
her.
I I felt hurt as well back then. I
I
was
mean,
like, oh
imagine
my
the
gosh, my
pressure.
girl.
Yeah,
But
I
to
mean,
be clear,
imagine
that was not my job though.
if it could have been avoided. If it could have been avoided, so
They're very cautious. Yeah, now I mean they're very
so as not to
aware.
make everyone see Amanda's perceived weaknesses. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
just my point.
And
Get,
yeah, to tell you the truth, the organizations learn from that, and they took a lot of constructive comments into considerations. I witnessed that because I was kind of shocked as well. Seeing that footage out there everywhere, and then people come to comments and all this stuff, and I knew right away how big it was going to be, and you know um, the organizations would take you know that very seriously right after that. So
so
thank you, learning so much.
you're welcome. I'm just really I just really want you guys to succeed. I mean, if you guys win
Thank
this year,
you.
I will be also happy. Just as the way you were guys so happy when Catriona won 4 years ago there.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I what I can tell y'all guys, Thai fans really love Pia and
And
Kat.
cat.
We really adore these two personalities in the pageant world. I would say they are become the personalities already. Very famous beauty queens, not only in the Philippines, here in Thailand, or even around the globe. And we set them as the benchmark, not to
mhm.
follow, not to follow, but to see what we can learn from them and turn into something productive and materialize their experience into um, the training.
Actually, to be honest, this here I go again. Here I go again. I think I know I'm listening to both your answers the whole time, and to be honest, Thailand doesn't need to crown a biracial or someone who speaks English
Mhm.
for its third Miss Universe
Yeah,
title
that's
holder.
what one of the coaches, Risa Becky,
Cause
said as well. That
Mm-hmm.
we don't need a
I
speaking
still think,
English
yeah,
speaking, kind of girl.
I still think Chalita had it all in 2016.
Mhm.
If only Chalita spoke with so much conviction. Because I really
Mhm.
felt that time, both her and Maxine, this is just my opinion. I feel like MUO was setting up either Maxine or Chalita to win. Because they got the easiest questions
Top
We
during the
all
top
six.
crystal
six.
Top
curtain.
six. Yeah, what I felt back then when I got to hear Chalita's answers, it just reminded me of Miriam Quiambaus when she climbed up in Miss
Ah, yeah.
Universe 1999. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, that opportunity just slipped through the fingers.
No, she sounded right, but she spoke about the king because the question that she got was which
Yeah.
living or
Yeah,
The
not
world
living
leader.
person
the world leaders.
do you admire the most? And she
World
spoke
leaders that you most look up to? Something like
and
that,
she
right?
spoke about the king, but the
Yeah.
way she delivered her answer, even though she sounded right,
She didn't illustrate it, and she didn't
yeah,
come up with the very strong punchline. That's
yeah.
what I. That's what I
So
can
this
say.
is why so this is why there's hope for Thailand to
Mm,
really deviate from the English speaking girls mode in terms of being crowned the Miss Universe. Because if you look at the recent Miss Universe finals, there was this one girl who was underrated, but she only got third place, Kasamue. She really
Kasama.
surprised
Yes, Kasama.
the girl who plays third. Yeah, Kasamue. The one who looks
Kasama.
like
It's
Chalita
Mot,
and
right? Mot Nantia.
Kasama.
all right. Yeah, yeah. She
We've
looks so
got two
she,
exotic girls, um, Kasama and then again Mot from
Right.
no,
the
Kasama. The girl in the girl who plays third. This one. She spoke
Kasama.
she spoke
Kasama.
decent English. And
Kasama.
I
Oh,
thought
then
if
it's Tangkwa, right?
Tangwa. Kasama.
because I do get why Tarina did not win because she got nervous during the Q&A. But
Mm-hmm.
if this girl will join again this year, I
I
can't find
on
her.
her.
I will
I
really
on
be.
her.
I mean, tell her to give Miss Universe Thailand another shot because
I think she's considering, and many fans will support her once.
I love Tarina to come back once again. I think she will.
if
2013.
Tarina, I think Tarina, also Tarina,
She will
she
come back in
needs to
2
come back.
years.
But you know
Why
what?
2 years?
But you know what? There are a lot of new faces. They are good friends, the two girls. But you know what? There are a lot of new faces that already light up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this girl
I
I'm
saw
talking
that
about.
photos already in Phuket, probably. Yeah,
She also
Twilight,
speaks. She also speaks decent English. I could understand her during her speech round and her
and a
Q
little
and
bit of
A.
Spanish as
So,
well.
oh really? She speaks Spanish.
She is,
Sí, un
yes.
poco de español.
Oh, see, look, there's so much potential in this girl.
I
So,
know.
I think, um, that for me, I think the next Miss Universe winner from Thailand will be someone who's very authentic, who's not I have a word in mind, but I don't want to say it. Who
Be
is
careful of racial discrimination.
who is different in her own way. Yo, let's
Yeah,
put it that way. Who is
who
different
stands
in her
out?
own way, who's very
Both the
authentic.
physical appearance
Yeah.
and the
That
mindset
you
and
wouldn't
background.
yeah,
Got you.
that you wouldn't even compare her to Catriona and
No,
Pia,
no, no,
which are
no,
your
no,
stand.
no, no, no.
So I
We do that there's a lot of copycat ideas going on. But still, I mean, we
you
admire
said it.
Kat and we learn a lot from her case. And yeah, I mean,
So
why
if it were my way, I would have wanted Kasama to win last year, and then Tarina first runner up, and then Anchilee as a
not?
reserve
Mhm.
because she can still be moldable or trainable for a Miss Universe Thailand / Miss Universe pageant in the near
Right,
future.
right.
So that's just me. But then again, you
Yeah, there's a
guys
lot of
have your own.
factors. Yeah.
And even during Amanda and Venus
You
time,
should come and watch. You should come and join and observe.
I mean, I I
After the
wish.
pandemic, after you get
He wish
vaccinated,
he
I
would.
mean, how many jabs you've got?
And one thing I like about Miss Universe Thailand organization is that it's quite unpredictable now.
Hmm.
Of course, Anchilee was obviously predicted to win, but in other years, like 2 years ago, I was for Vina, but then I knew Amanda would
Mm.
come in close. I know they were neck and neck for the title. So who else?
They work.
During Maria's time as well.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, you
there
know
was
what I can
Fasai. What?
say right now, according to my observations, there's a lot of potential girls lining up for the next editions of Miss Universe Thailand already. Those queens who still live their lives in the diaspora, or even the local one, or even someone who I thought that really really potential from Miss Thailand
Mhm.
pageant. So
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Miss Thai.
I have seen some that I think that have that kind of caliber that you talked about. The
Actually,
exoticness, fierceness, and then again with the very, distinct look.
actually, a lot of Filipino pageant fans are wondering how come Manita, who won the recently concluded Miss Thailand organization, is not joining Miss Universe, did not join Miss Universe Thailand instead, considering that
There's a lot of Thai fans saying so as well.
considering that TPN is also the pageant organizer of Miss Thailand organization. See, you know what I mean? This is what really amazes me. TPN is so rich. It could afford to mount two
I
different
don't know. I
pageants in
couldn't
a
say that. I
year.
don't have that, financial
See, you guys
status
have a
to
lot
do.
of huge money in Thailand. I mean, you guys have a lot of budget. I mean, look, same owner, two different pageants. Wow. That's a lot. Here in the Philippines, we can't have the same because all our national pageants are being owned by different sets of people.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, see, so people are wondering how come Manita did not join Miss Universe Thailand instead.
Maybe
And
who knows in
what's
the
what's the
future?
latest? So and also what's the latest news about Manita? Where is she competing? Because we find it weird that you guys will hold a national
Well,
pageant in order for the winner
the
not to
rumor has
compete
it that she will
internationally.
definitely, send off to national pageants. I myself now I don't consider myself as an insider because still I'm out of the training period. But then again, as long as I knew something, I'll keep you posted. And I think maybe there's a surprising piece of information coming up from TPN real soon. But for the
Why
time
can't
being, I cannot say anything.
why can't this is what I'm so amazed about TPN. It can afford two different pageants.
Mhm.
Instead of holding one pageant and awarding three different titles, let's say Miss Universe Thailand, Miss World Thailand, Miss International Thailand, you still, TPN would still mount a separate pageant for that. So I wonder between at the rate things are going, where do you think Manita will end up going? Just guess
Okay.
Miss World or because she seems like a pageant unicorn for me. You can send her to Miss Universe, she will do well. You can send her to Miss World, she will also do well. You can send her to Miss International, she will also do well. But a lot of fans are saying that she should go to Miss World instead because
Mhm.
um it's impossible for her to win in Miss International because of the back to back
Mm,
superstition.
I think the Miss International license is with another organizers,
mm.
so you can cross that off. So I don't think it's gonna be Miss International because that organizer also hold their own beauty pageant
Mhm.
as well.
Oh, thanks for
Yes.
clarifying that. But question, why would you guys hold a pageant like Miss Thailand wherein there is no assurance for the eventual winner to compete abroad? I just
Well, if
find
you
it
take a look at
weird.
the history of Miss Thailand's always there to be what we call the social agenda setter. Be it the promotional campaign of the Thai democracy in the modern time, or the public uh, diplomacy as an ambassador, the culture ambassador that we are now promoting. The Thai culture is real hard in terms of the T-pop, for example, or even the aim to set Thailand again on the world map as a world kitchen, or the Thai gastronomy that's goes really well at the international level. So considering the word pad Thai now that is already went down to the history of the gastronomy in the Oxford Dictionary already. So the Thai cultures is on the rise again. That's why this time Miss Thailand got all the spotlights and will perform again, even though we don't talk much about international pageants that probably she would be sent off too. But I think her work at international levels and to get international, visibility is already there. And again, Miss Thailand organizations, not TPN alone, has a very strong ties with the state organizations out there with the foreign ministry affairs whatsoever. So I think they try to market it in
Mhm.
another different way for the
That's
time
right.
being. But then again, in the futures, if the agreement's already set, I think we'll probably see Miss Thailand in one of the international pageants out there. That's what I think.
So is it safe to say, since let's do the math, she's Manita's not going to Miss Universe Thailand, she's not going to Miss International either. So is it safe to say Miss World?
I'm
We'll
still
see.
not
The rumors
sure
has it
though.
that yes, there's some negotiations going on, but
Yeah.
I cannot
Because
pinpoint
it would,
or
yeah,
cannot say for
yeah,
sure.
I
That
understand.
at the end of
It's
the day,
too,
we're gonna be Miss
But
World,
TPN loves
and you know what's
surprise.
going
Who
on with Miss
knows?
World, right? Right, the latest edition in Puerto Rico. So
yeah.
we don't know yet.
Yeah, let's speaking of Puerto Rico, how come Miss World Thailand did not have a representative in this
Ah,
edition? What happened?
as far as I've known, this year there's no competitions, there's no pageants held in Thailand for the latest editions of Miss Thailand World. So that's why we don't have the representative competing in Puerto Rico. So
Why didn't they just
we,
appoint
they,
someone?
they, they, they didn't even,
Ah,
appoint a girl to, resume the job either.
I think a part of it is because what's going on behind the scene that we don't know as well. Like the same group of people that usually keep the Miss World Thailand running, they are no longer there to work with the
Mm.
organizers. So I don't think
Oh,
there's
so maybe it's time for TPN to buy the local
who
franchise.
Who
knows, right?
knows?
He's so Miss Pui
We
is so
don't know
rich.
yet. We don't know yet. Anything can happen. Talaga.
Yeah.
But people love
There.
surprise, so you got to wait and see.
So yeah, let's just wait and see. From Ronel Miranda, he's saying, you know what? I'm starting to love these two Thai people. Yeah. So um, I want to ask you something. Let's still talk about Miss Universe. Um, um, what do you think? What do you think happens with Thailand now that the streak has been broken? Do you think it can bounce back this year?
Of
Do you think you
course.
can recover?
I don't know, but take a look at what happened to South Africa. You know, you know. Um, Back then, in Amanda's years, the South African girls was really a strong contender, and she didn't make the cut at all. And then 1 year later, what happened to South Africa? They bounced up again. That's because of the attempt and hard work. Of course, I do respect that a lot. But then again, if you take a look at the size of Miss Universe organization, they know that Thailand, the Philippines, South Africa, or even the Latinas girls, we all belong to the very, very big or huge fan base. Miss Universe organizations, Miss Universe show, I don't think without our presence, all the fans in Southeast Asia and Latin America, they would, you know, work.
If that's the case, then why did they not let Anchilee get in?
I think that's part of the their strategies as well. Maybe India's has been, I don't know. I think I use the term
Because if you
strategy.
think about it, Thailand also is also
Yeah, but
enjoys a
again,
huge sash factor
Thailand had
in Thai.
been doing real well for 5 or 4 consecutive years. Maybe
Mhm.
it's time to give them a break, just like South Africa. I know. I don't know. I said a strategy. You know what I mean?
Us here in the Philippines,
So
we
in
will
the
never
following
accept
year,
that reason.
so that in the following year, we are even more eager in a way to get the crowd and come up with the strong passions whatsoever. We don't know. I'm just kidding. But then
Us here,
again,
yeah.
India's market is really interesting and it's huge. And they have that presence in Hollywood already. And I think the girl, Miss Santu,
Yeah.
is one of the strongest candidates since day one that she launched her, you know, photos and pictures of the crowning moment. So why not bring it back to the map of Miss Universe? And it's a good time, perfect time. It's all about timings as well, I think. And maybe Thailand has to wait. Again, we're not that lucky.
Us
You know
here
what
in
I
the
mean?
Philippines, we will never accept if our streak hasbit will be broken soon.
Don't take it seriously.
I
It's
feel
just
like,
a
if
game.
you'll ask me, maybe it's my ego. I mean, the girl who will break our streak is not yet born.
Mm. Oh, sorry. Now the
Not
streak
just
is
kidding.
fluctuating.
But of course, but at the same time, I'm also realistic enough that it could also
Mm.
happen to us. If it could happen to Venezuela, USA, it could also happen to us in the us
Yeah, in
with
Asia.
Philippines, yeah, in Asia. So there, um, what's their social media accounts? Okay, I need to follow these two Thai people. Okay, let me tie it. Tong Arroyo Smith,
Mabuhay, Ronel. Kumusta?
Hi, Ronald.
Wenikao, Wenikao,
Kisses from
and
Bangkok, Thailand.
wait,
Mahakita.
let me type that. Wenikao, and then
Ronin Miranda. Huh? Well,
what's
that's the
yours?
one.
At Tong,
Tony Arroyo Smith.
TONG.
Arroyo is is a Spanish last name. Arroyo, just like Maria Macapagal Arroyo, the former president of the Philippines.
Tony Arroyo. No, just with one Y.
With
Gloria
one
Macapagal.
R,
Oh yeah,
with
with
one R.
one R. Okay,
Yeah, so it doesn't
there.
mean uh stream. It means arroyo. That means the state without disease in
Oh, I
Sanskrit.
wish I knew so much about Spanish language. But anyway,
You can
since we're
learn.
talking about,
You
since
can
we're
learn from
talking,
him, though.
really by talking
Of
through
course, in your everyday
Messenger.
life, Adams, you already speak Spanish. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves,
All those
viernes,
just
sábado, domingo, tenedor, cuchara, sí,
cubiertos.
gobiernos, anything that has to
Yeah.
do with the governance in the Philippines. You have them all,
All right. So
and you should travel down there to Saboanga, and then you learn Saboangueño words.
Chabacano.
They're part of the Latin cities in Asia that left. So enjoy, or even you go to the Cavite in Alternate in Metro Manila, you learn some.
Yeah.
Those words in Intramuros, for example.
Yeah. Wait. Let's go back to your queens. Who among your queens from 2015 up to the present had the highest chance of winning Miss Universe?
Venica
In
first.
your in your opinion?
That's a difficult question. How about Maria in her best version right now?
Mm.
I think she would win. If we could send Maria back, but with her version at this time.
Okay. With the present versions,
Yes.
yeah, she grew up a lot. I mean, in terms of spiritual part, educational part, and the global parts as well. You know what she said back then when she got the answer, when she got the question and she got to answer the questions regarding the social movement back then to one of the shows in Thailand. It's just
Yeah.
how the heck did I know that? The social movements. But then again, Maria is Maria. She's a quick learner. Apart from that moment that she cried so hard in Miss Universe, she came back and she put everything to learn about the environment and the social movement. She joined the march with the youth
Yeah.
just to prove or maybe to quench the thirst of knowledge that she
You know,
values so much in the personal experience and the experience that the young generations are living is
yeah, I
living.
agree. And yeah, and up until now, she has this environmental advocacy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, she
And would
became
you
one of the
believe?
ambassadors already to the NGOs and
Animal
international
Yeah,
rights.
yeah,
organizations.
animal rights. In fact, she even messaged me when I posted a photo of some of the some of the Binibining Filipinas contestants going to the province of Ilocos Sur Governor Chavit Singson, the one who brought Miss Universe here in Manila 5 years ago, because they were showing the girls playing with the animals, with the snakes, or
Uh-huh.
with some of with the wildlife there. And she messaged me, Adam, can you please tell the organizers not to,
Yeah, she's
engage
really
the
passionate
girls with the
about it, and she's
Yes.
living the
activities.
experience.
She
She's
even
living the
had an
experience.
issue with Anchilee, right? Dur-
Yeah, but
about
not a
it.
big deal because Anjali's knew
It's
really,
it
really
all
right
comes
away
from
that
her good
yeah,
intention.
she
Yeah.
should also help Maria spread the message, and they kind of go along with each other. No problem at all.
Yeah, I also think Maria, because I think during her time, it was her or Demi.
I think Fasai has a good chance to win as well. She tried her best back then.
If you think about it, Fasai's answer for me was okay. She did just like how Bea answered,
Yeah.
not that good, but not that bad either. It was just okay. So
Or even
yeah,
Kat's answers when she answers something about marijuana consumption.
Marijuana.
I think it's
yeah,
like play safe answers, but it's enough that year in that year to help her make the cut to the final three. So
yeah. I agree. There's a question here from one of my followers. His name is Ian Asedilio. Hi, Ian. Hello to all of
Hi.
you. My question, what I know is that the supposed host country for the 70th Miss World edition was Thailand. I'm just curious, is
Really?
there any chance it will push through? Thanks.
uh, hopefully
I have no idea about that. I have to
we
admit.
don't know
There were
yet, but what
rumors,
I've
right?
known so far is that there is a possibility that Puerto Rico cannot make it through for the I don't know.
Can
Maybe the rumor says is that
Oh my
they have a
god.
difficult time, you know, to put things back together again on the island. So we don't know what's going on with the latest editions of Miss
I think
World
there's I think
on
there's
the
a
island.
solution. There's an easy quick fix solution for this.
Maybe the one that know the answers best is the Queen from the Philippines. I mean, you know, she was
No,
there, right? She's been there. Maybe she back to the Philippines already, waiting for the call to go back and join, and finish the pageant.
I think worst case scenario that Julia Morley will bring it back to London. Just like
Hmm.
what happened in
Maybe.
2002.
Hmm.
The original host country was Nigeria, but due to the riots that took place
You mean the
last minute,
political turmoil? Yep.
yeah, even in 2013 from Jakarta to Bali because of the protests about the pageant. So yeah, I think it could go back to, but let's see, who knows. Yeah, but I think remember Julia Morley went there
Hmm.
with her reigning queen back then, Vanessa Ponce de Leon,
Vanessa
and
The
Ponce.
Mexican girl, yes.
she was even met by Nicolene, right, in the
Yes.
airport. So
I was
I thought
there at the press
there was
conference.
there was already
Maybe
a
you can
press
give more
conference.
insight, Wenika, because I didn't catch up much with Miss World.
I I I don't think Thailand will be a host country because at that time the organizer was the former organizer of um the former organizer was I cannot remember their name. I cannot remember his name, but he was the one who was supposed to host the Miss Universe in Thailand in 2018, but
Hmm.
then I don't know what happened. It became TPN instead. That person was supposed to host Miss World as well in Thailand, but then I don't know
Hmm.
what happened. There was a problem again. He didn't make it. He didn't get. I don't know where he is
Enough
now.
sponsorship.
Yes, maybe about sponsorship, maybe about his business. Who knows? So I don't think Miss World will be hosted here, the 17th edition.
All right. There's another comment here from Rania Burgos. I think Chalita was the best representative of Thailand during the last 10 years. True, true. That's
You
why
are
I
what you
was
said. You are so
I like
sweet.
I like Chalita's
She's
beauty,
so
very
loved
orient.
by the Philippines.
Yes. Yes. And I know she was so heartbroken when she did not win. Yeah.
Yes.
There was
Yeah,
some
it
yeah.
was
We
tough for
Thai
her,
fans
tough
as well.
moment.
But
Yeah,
at that time it was she had the best placement.
top
She was
six.
the best placing girl at that time. Yeah. But to be
Mhm.
honest, if there was this no top three cut or brutal cut, if there was just top five, I think she would have been awarded the third runner up. Because I remember Kenya did not have a great answer. Maxine gave an okay answer, but if you compare the last three, I would give the third runner up to
Mhm.
Chalita, so that Chalita would not be that heartbroken.
She
Yeah,
will
because
always be the one for the Philippines, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
I
I
agree.
think two girls that the fans were really crazy following during the Miss Universe activities are Chalita, or you guys call her Charling, and Amanda's. I mean, the Thai fans really crazy with Amanda's, everyday
Yes.
look and every stuff that she's try and endeavor every thing that she had and put into it. And I think yeah, they are now set as epitomes of Miss Universe Thailand, who's really worked hard and know uh what they were doing. And I think yeah, kudos to the queens,
Yeah, true.
Chalitas
Eh,
and Amandas. When it comes
so
to like create that kind of joy for the fans, I think they're the best.
yeah, yeah. So what about the Filipino queens that you like, that you love?
You want me to go classic?
Why
I
is there a
love
category
I
classic
love
and
Miriam Bao as always. I'm a big fan of Miriam Bao since 1999.
yeah? She's the
Uh,
reason why
Charlene
I got started.
Gonzalez, when she joined Miss Universe Pageants in 1997, the same year as Pop Aria series of very beloved queens from Thailand among the Filipinos as well. Hmm. And of course, I cannot, finish this conversation without saying that my favorite queen from the Philippines is Katrina Gray.
Why?
Because she's very full package kind of queen, very eloquent. She knows what she's doing. She's so professional. She's multi faceted. She sings, she dances. She knows how to use fashions as a medium or language of representations. When she, first landed to Suvarnabhumi Airport, she know that clothing items can be part of the communications as well, and she owned it. She took up the space 100%, and she owned it. And she, really perform all the time. I wouldn't say that perform in the negative, sense, but then again, a queen need to be like that. You know that during the competitions you have to perform. And Kat is a very good performer. She's a veteran. She learned a lot from Miss World. She,
Yes.
I think she knew the pains. She sucked it up and she turned it into something that, okay, I'm here again, and I'm gonna do my best and put everything in it, and with the mindset that I'm gonna back the crown home, and she did. That's it.
The
You know,
same goes for me. I got a chance to interview Katrina Gray
Yeah, we
before she got
actually both
crowned,
did
and I
that.
got a chance to interview Pia when she was here as an ambassador for UNACE. I think
Mhm.
yeah.
they are my favorites.
Who knows? Soon you might. Do you have? Who knows? Soon, you might even finally have your own Thai Miss Universe.
Hopefully, we're working real hard on that. we're working really, really hard on that. Yeah, just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
because
Philippines. And congratulations uh, for the 4 queens that you have achieved. Okay, they're all great in their own way.
I also have to return the favor. There's this also one aspect of Thai. There's this also one aspect of pageantry in Thai that I really like. How you brand, style, make
Mhm.
up
Mhm.
uh your representatives. The lookbook concept came from you. Promise.
So,
The
Monica, you
lookbook.
first. You're the one who applied that strategy,
I
right?
think the lookbook starts in 2015
15.
with
Mm-hmm.
Matt Aniporn, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
her agency, her
Oh.
modern agency is Kiss Modeling. And
Mm.
they're expert when it comes to fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Oh.
believe that it worked because that year, her pictures, her photos, her clothes, her outfits, everything got talked a lot
We can
Yeah,
talk on
even
the town. She's even on the IG's of Miss
the
Universe
account for
organizations
one.
for a day, right?
And I
Mm-hmm.
think is the thing that Miss Universe Thailand organization sees as an
Mm-hmm.
advantage, so they keep
Mm-hmm.
going. But during TPN time, there's a few change because I learned from Ajahn Tong that the queens Amanda gets to talk about the choice that she can make when it comes to clothing.
Yeah.
But before the girls may or may not get a chance to voice their own opinion as
Mm-hmm.
much as TPN period.
Yeah, because during the class we talked a lot about feminist voice. We talk about women's agency and subjectivity. So me as one of the queen supporter, I want my queens to have her own voice, to have her opinions, and to know what she like and what she doesn't. So then I applied it right away. With the selections with the lookbook that she worked hand in hand with Thai designers and the owners of Field Lines modeling agencies, Millen, the brand that
ah.
have her dress up and everything. And she came up with the versions of Miss Universe Thailand's really approachable, touchable in a way that she present the fashions for the real women that the women loves. That's why Amanda gains a lot of women's or female fan base. You know what I mean? The natural born women's enjoyed her look so much and becomes very commercial in a way that a lot of Thai brands join the march. Thai
Yes,
brands like Pamelo, for example, or some other brands see that as an opportunity to promote
the
their
brands, the
designs.
Thai
And
designers.
when the market or when the pandemics hit hard, so it's like a new vehicle for the Thai fashion sectors to project themselves again. Before we used to think that fashion and pageantry is a separate world, but now they join together, working hand in hand to promote whatever we call the Thai qualities or the Thai essence. And again, talking about the pageantries, it's not the fashion, it's about the girl. So the girl
Yes,
should project her personalities and her characters through the fashions that she used as the medium. And I think Amanda was really successful. Taking a look at
Yeah.
the
So
numbers of the followers.
successful. Yeah, but then I guess don't you think it was kind of overkill that she brought too much fashion in Florida, like 150 outfits? Was it like a strategy on Miss Universe Thailand's part?
I don't think that's because of the support of the
I mean,
fans too. That really show
seriously,
that they want to see the girls. And if you understand the Thai comments on the beauty
I did not.
pageant
So what
pages,
was the
yeah, it's
consensus?
really rude for Amanda. They love that Amanda's really put everything in it and try to make her look just exactly like the lookbook that that were created for her back then.
Yeah, but I do get because but I just find it overwhelming that someone would bring as much
Yeah, a
clothes
little
for
bit.
a
Yeah, I
week
agree.
long competition
I know. I
because
know.
I feel like I just think of it like probably Amanda was getting ready to be crowned, so that if ever she
I know.
gets
So
crowned, she had more clothes to bring to New York, if ever.
yeah, I know. So again, it comes back to the business part, as I said,
Yes.
right? So it's all about content. It's all about along the journeys as well that you can, enjoy and make the most out of it. You know what? One of the most viewed contents of Miss Universe Thailand and Miss Universe that follows the journey to Miss Thailand is when she, embarks at the airport and
Yeah,
eyes on the queens already. I think TPM's won that kind of engagements as well. And it's not only Thailand now, since you can, put that content into the internet platform, and you can see that a lot of people, see. Of course, it creates different comments, different, opinions. You might agree or not agree with it, but then again, it creates the visibility already. So I don't know. Maybe it's part of the marketing as well, not
yeah,
for the
it is.
crowd only, but for the image of Miss Thailand out there. That's my opinion.
All right. I can't believe we've been talking for almost 2 hours, but then I'll wrap it
Really?
up in a yeah,
Para
almost two
siempre.
hours.
Para siempre.
Would you be okay if I ask you, because there are some questions coming
Mhm.
from followers asking your reaction about Miss Grand International, Miss
We can
Grand
talk about it.
Thailand, and the
Mhm.
pageant owner. I mean, is it okay considering that you come from a rival
I can show my opinions
pageant
without any
organization?
problems. I am another big fan of Miss Grand Thailand as well. I mean, talking about the pageantries, I do believe in competitions, especially in this, you know, neo-liberal economy. I think being competitive is something good. It's something that make you move, drive, and thrive. So the benefit now falling down to
It's
the
on the
audience.
audience.
You know what I mean? So I think Miss Grand Thailand has brought another new perspective to the, you know, to the pageant world in terms of old school pageantry. I think they did it really well. It reminds me of Miss Venezuela a bit, where there's still traditional fans, conservative fans like that love to see the girls perform on the stage. And one of the surprising things that I think Miss Grand Thailand or Miss Grand International does their job pretty well is when it comes to voicing or you know addressing the social issues as well. Even though it's a little bit like tough and
And
blunt,
it
but then
comes with a
again, we
cost.
need we need we need voice like that as well in the society. Mm, That's my
Wait.
opinion.
So Ian Acedillo and Patrick Melissa, I'm so sorry to disappoint you. You will never get the type of answers you would like to hear about this subject matter. they're too cl- they're two very classy personalities that will never ever go that route. So yeah. But you know where this context is coming from, the reason why they're asking for your opinion.
No, I mean, we are living in a democratic world. I mean, you have your own voice, you have opinions to express, and I think the one that you are addressing has its own point of views as well. So I do respect as long as um, the opinions or whatever he has is not that toxic to or harm to other human beings. I think he has a full right to do so. And I do believe in democracy. I do believe that people should raise their voice so that we can understand them better. And if we take a look at him or her or whoever with empathy, we'll probably understand the situations that put them behind that kind of action. So thank you. And I think that's my words towards that questions.
Okay, just give him the crown.
You're so diplomatic. That's all I can say.
I
You
use
know
the
how to.
diplomatic world. Yes.
You really are. You really did. You really were hired by Miss Universe Thailand organization for 19. You're for nothing. You're really right on the money. Sorry guys. Sorry to disappoint you. You'll never get that answer from them.
But I love that
Sorry.
you guys keep sending the questions. It means our talks never bore you,
Which one?
right? I am glad that your audience joined us and have a very active
Keep sending
engagement with
questions.
our conversations. I do thank you again, Salamat, for the questions and for your attentions. We've been talking like almost 2 hours now, non-stop, no break. So I thank you, Maraming Salamat.
Okay, so that is already my signal to wrap this up. So last few questions. Yeah, because probably you might not yet be having your dinner yet there. So
Oh, it's fine. Uh, it's fine. I can keep talking and talking and talking.
Yes.
No
are
problem.
you both are you both hopeful that Thailand could finally find itself in winning its third Miss Universe crown soon?
Of
Of
course,
course.
of course. If I am not hopeful, I'm not in this circle because my one of my passions is to see a Thai girls representing not only Thailand but the Southeast Asians and the modern woman again, because we should not left behind, and the crowd should not be limited to certain type of woman. So that if a brown girls like Southeast Asian girls wins again, why not? Because the stereotype from Miss Universe is already broken, and I think we can do it again. Okay, if many reigning girls in the past could do it, I think then Miss Thailand or Miss Philippines can do it once again, or even Miss Vietnam or Miss Indonesia. We never got
Do,
one.
do you think those are the other countries that we need to watch out for
Yeah,
in Miss
Vietnam, for
Universe? Because
example,
someone's
they are really competitive and really, really have a knack for creating, the
yeah, they're
freshness.
leveling up. I mean, I think
Of
if they all
course.
could speak fluent English, I mean, we could probably be seeing a Miss
Mhm.
Universe Vietnam title holder now.
They
So
have
if
the thirst.
so, as my last question, since you both are hopeful that a third Miss Universe title holder from Thailand is not far fetched from happening in the near future, what do you think are the qualities
Hmm.
that the next Miss Universe Thailand have in order to finally win that much elusive
Okay.
third Miss Universe crown?
I think authenticity and a global mindset because she will not be only represents Thai women, but women as a whole.
I think she needs the 3B. Okay. Beauty, or maybe, the intellectual part, or what I call brain. And then again, the bravery to show who she is confidently with a heart. I'm repeating Pia's, punchline once again. But, these are the qualities of the modern women that the organizations, always looking for. You know, beauty, yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder to, command and draw attentions from the people. But then again, you use your brain to pass on whatever message or social cause that you have and to work with people. And again, you have to be you. That means you need that kind of bravery. So triple B for me. And of course, plus the global mindset. And you know where you're from, you know you're Thai, you know you're Filipino, so that you can contribute to the diverse universe in the future. Thank you.
All right. So having said that, Patrick has another question. Last few questions before I wrap this up. I'm just trying to indulge some of their questions. Do you think Thai girls should train in the Philippines, or
Why
would
I
there
not?
think
be
why
ever?
I think why not? I think why not? I think we can be working
So we
hand in
can keep
hand.
all your secrets.
You
Yeah.
know, you know. you're just very diplomatic. But I've been hearing from a lot of Thai pageant fans on the ground. They're very against the idea.
Hey, come on.
Really?
Come
Yeah,
on.
because
You know
yeah, you
what?
know
How
what?
many you know you know what how many girls know the duck walk thing right now?
Yeah.
And if you visit the beauty camps in the Philippines, all the girls do the duck walk things. Hip highs, and then you just control the rhythms. And that's from the Philippines. I think the term, I don't know. I mean, but the duck walk things that, Pawin Sudas says on the stage of Miss Universe, can't, I mean, I have that kind of concept from, my paradigm of beauty pageants in the Philippines when I visited your countries many years ago with Tanek.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Next time, I'll see you both if ever you come here back again.
I
Wait,
love the Philippines.
because that. Why am I saying this? The reason why the Thai fans are very against the idea of Thai girls coming here in the Philippines to
I
paint
think
is
if we
because
take,
they.
I
Yeah,
think
is
we are proud of who we are. We know that we can do a lot of
there you
excellent
go.
things in the world. But I think what we have to be is to be open-minded in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, if we learn something good from you, clever persons will take that right away. I mean, and if we share something to the Philippines as well, I think at the end of the day, if you do good things, good thing will come to you. That the punchline from Chalita Suansuane as well. You know what I mean? So I do believe
Yeah,
in that. I mean, I do believe in that for real. I mean, I'm not saying things just because I have to please the guy here, you know. But yeah, it's like cause and effect. Just like what we have in the Buddhist philosophy. Pierce know that really well. I mean, when she came here and she covered the Buddhist philosophy and even practices it herself, she experienced that. So learn from PS, learn from our Thai fans, learn from our Filipinos fans. The mutual learning is never ending, everyone.
I hope the Thai fans could see the same thing, the same outlook as you guys have. Roniel Miranda
Well,
is
tax bias
saying
is always there, in the pageant world. Tax bias is always there. But then again,
they they can really do it on their own. I really believe in Thailand. They just have to find the perfect formula
thank you, Bruno.
and the right girl and the right girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the right girl. So another one, last one. Someone saying the streak has. Oh, this is too negative, Gene. I'm so sorry. Just convince Miriam. So some propas to compete again. I think if I'm not mistaken, Miriam was supposed to join Miss World Thailand that time.
I'm not sure about that.
How old is
Um,
Miriam?
I think she's
Miriam
the
is
fan
the first
favorite.
runner-up from Fasai
Pasay.
this year.
Yes.
Yes, she's
Yeah.
a
Is
runner-up.
she, does she have
She's
any
the
plans
first
of
runner-up.
joining or coming back to
I think
pageantry?
I once heard something about her, but then again, it's just like been quiet for a while. We didn't
Yeah.
hear much from her.
You know who I want to join?
Who?
Who you know who which crossover Thai queen I would like which Thai crossover queen I would like to join?
Who?
Nicolene.
Ah,
Mm.
How old is Nicolene now? I
I
I
think
went there in
21,
2018.
22.
no,
Yeah,
just like 2022, right? 23 or something.
22. I
She's
think
about
she
to
will
Nicolene.
graduate.
wait until the graduation and then
Mm,
she will considering.
mm, yeah. Nicolene, if she comes, she would be like, for me, another soft versions of Tanya Santisu, Miss Thailand World 1997. Find her
I'll
name.
Google her
Google
because
her.
I think
Tanya
with
Santisu. She's a legend.
Yes.
I only know Cindy, the one
Cindy
who's
Crawford,
hosting.
Cindy Bishop.
No,
Yeah. Sirinya
Cindy
Bishop.
Bishop
Yeah.
from Asia's Next Top Model.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason why I say Nicolene is because she already has the international experience
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
she
Agree.
Right.
speaks and she speaks well. She
Agree.
speaks
She's
well.
very eloquent.
She's very
Yeah.
I think
eloquent.
She
she
has
will
her own
easily.
advocacies as well, helping the
Yeah,
autistic people to live a
and
better life.
historical and historically, Miss World girls crossing over to Miss Universe have a good
Right.
chance of
Right,
Just like
winning.
Catriona,
right,
right?
right, right, right,
Catriona, Andrea
right.
Mesa, yeah.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
really, I'm really waiting for Nicolene to join again. Because
Mhm.
if Nicolene
Yeah.
is joining again, I would really put my
Yeah,
I'll
money
she,
on
put
she's
her.
someone
her to her
we
team.
she's someone we can harbor hope on. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Someone's asking here. Sorry.
How
What
about
about
Vina?
Venus? Oh,
Vina just got married, so congratulations to
Yeah.
the girl. She
my
just got
biggest
married.
heartbreak. I hype her so much
Such a
back in
classical beauty,
2018.
right? Vina Singh, she's so classy when it comes to the queen look kind
Her
of things. I
appearance.
love her as well.
I think she was too heartbroken during her last competition that she never wanted to come back again.
I mean,
That's just
the
my
girl have her
opinion.
own choices, and
Yes.
getting married is one of the choices. So I do support her, whatever choice she made. I'm a feminist. I really guess as well. We're feminists, so we're
Yes.
happy for her.
Any choice that
But
makes her happy.
but
We
Amanda also
we
performed that night. She also performed. So there
Hmm.
is nothing I could also say something bad about Amanda because she
Yeah,
really did well that night. It's just that I don't know. Yeah,
Amanda is
so
excellent.
this is just my opinion. I think this is just my opinion. Don't crucify me. Thailand is not yet ready to crown someone like Tina.
I do believe that yes, we are ready. The thing is that there's so many um, elements that are overexpressed in Thai back then that maybe the international fans still don't really get. Don't forget that apart from working with international partners of the organizations, the girl itself has to be best in Thailand and she has to work with the locals as well. And then again, you know, we have to be very well rounded when it comes to selecting a girl because as I said, we need to strike a balance. Of course, this is the Miss Universe ambience atmosphere that you at the end of the day was love to see the girls crown Miss Universe. But then again, mm, apart from that moment, you know what happened when the girls come back to Thailand. She has a very long career path to walk
I
through.
wish I
So
wish I could have done something. I wish we could have done something to make her
that's why I
change her
said you
mind.
should come
I
to
mean, she
Thailand
can.
as witness.
I mean, she can still compete even if she's already engaged. But then I don't know. She's
Let's break
yeah.
the norms. Let's break the rules. Just do what the Germany Sash does.
Germany's
just like Miss France, right?
Or Miss
yeah, Miss
France.
France. But then she's not
Yeah, if you
French.
open minded and you like, that supportive to the feminist values, and then any girls should not be excluded from this
Who
So
knows?
do you
Maybe in
beauty.
think?
5 years,
So
Thailand
do
may
you
change
think that
completely.
kind of rule from Miss France will work in a society like Miss Thailand?
Yeah, anything can happen.
Cons-
Thailand is really quick in terms of absorbing all the universal values right now, especially among the young generations. There's a lot of people, in these generations that are really progressive in a way when it comes to the ideologies and global mindset. So we just like gotta wait and see, because thanks to them, a lot of great productions now it's part of their workforce. Actually, you know what I mean. So one day, if they come at the helm of the organizations, or that they run the organizations, I think we can harbor hope on them, and they will bring a lot more fresh perspectives to the beauty pageants, so that we can see it, in other perspectives, in new perspectives, instead of seeing it as something anti-feminist. No, I mean, it starts from you. It starts
All
from
right.
the fans. It starts from the medias that cover. We have to work together hand in hand in order to support whatever ideologies that help to uplift human beings. I think that's the core, the essence of Miss Universe as well, in terms of using that as their propaganda in order to create that justification. in order to, make the platform available still in this neoliberal economies. A lot of people
But then,
attack organizations that is anti-feminist, and then again, they are using the femitizement, feminist values in that questions. That's why they allow the girls to have the voice and answer all the questions that reflects the realities that is harsh to the human life, right?
but then again, if that's the case, it's no longer going to be Miss Universe, technically
Second, I
speaking.
second I couldn't catch you. What did you say?
But then again, if that's your premise, it's no longer going to be Miss Universe
I
technically.
know.
But anyway,
I
last
live it.
question. Someone's asking here before we really wrap this up. I'm really trying to engage more of our viewers. What do you think about Antonia Porcil? Do you think should she
Mm.
risk her title to join Miss Universe Thailand in order to become probably Thailand's third Miss Universe title holder?
Wenika,
Who
what you
knows?
think?
Who knows? But recently she just signed a contract with
Mm.
um
Grammy Entertainment? Mhm.
yes, Change.
Which
So maybe
means
her focus now is on the acting career path. I don't know. Maybe not right now.
Mhm,
Beauty
mhm,
pageant is not her main focus. But
mhm.
maybe in the future, who knows?
Yeah, there's a lot of actresses that join the beauty pageants lately in order to like create a platform and a trampoline in order to gain more popularities as well.
Mm.
So
uh,
it's not something that you cannot do, even though you're already a professional actress here in Thailand anymore. Before it could be, yeah.
I think what they the point I think the premise of this question is because would she really risk it? Because it's let's face it, competing in another beauty pageant is really takes a lot of hard work and sacrifice. And would she really
Agree.
sacrifice
Yeah.
that
Yes.
huge title that she has and trade that for something that is so unknown and very
Hmm.
unpredictable?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So if I were her, if you were going to ask me, I think yeah, I would understand why she already signed up with the movie outfit.
I know.
It's time for
But the
her
Hmm.
to
ti- but
finally
but the
earn more money for her
I know.
life.
but the
Yeah.
And
title
yeah,
is already with her. I think
yeah,
she.
and yeah, that's one thing. Give
Yeah.
more respect to your title.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
would understand if she had been a runner-up in Miss Supranational. Okay, go by all means, join Miss Universe
Yeah.
again, join. But she is the title holder, so and if we believe at the concept of the big five pageants, here we go
The
again.
Grand
Oh no,
Slams.
the Grand Slam pageants. Yeah, where everything is really on equal, where, so you really have to give respect to your title because once you join another pageant, you kind of forfeit your previous title because you're already joining.
I don't think so. But
No, not forfeit. You're kind of you're risking. You're kind of diluting the prestige of your former title because you're competing
but
in
people already
another pageant.
knows her. But people already know her as well, Miss Supranational anyway. So if it's her choice to like compete in Miss Universe Thailand, then it doesn't have for me it
Mhm.
doesn't have anything to do with her previous title.
I think it depends on how well she goes in the acting career path as well.
Hmm.
And I think the company that you sign with right now is really potential in a way because
Yeah,
they are
they're
conglomerate.
sending their contents
Yeah, they
abroad.
conglomerate. So it could be a very good agency for her to be more exposed to the media,
Yeah,
even though it's in Thailand. But you know what? In Thailand now, we don't see our entertainment genres just for the Thai market anymore. We aim to you know make it available in the Chinese market or even in Latin America. So who knows? Or if she want to join, and then she's welcome, of course. But then again, it's gonna be fair, fun. in a way that we treat other girls the same. So
Okay,
that's
fair
my
enough.
point
Maybe
of
I'm
view.
just probably thinking too much as a pageant fan. Pleasing all
uh,
the pageant system, pageant admin slash pageant vlogger slash yeah. So oh wait, last question. Oh, there. All these
No
questions are
problem
coming
at
in.
all.
Miss Universe Thailand. There's a comment here from Nature with Zen. Miss Universe
mhm.
Thailand should also focus on advocacy and treat the representatives here in the Philippine camps. Are you sure, Nature with Zen? Don't you think it will ignite more fun wars?
As I said, any offer is open. I mean, we can, work together, no problems. And now, through our live platform, I think it's even easier. You know what I mean? We could have a conference, exchanging ideas, and whatever we
Uh,
think it's beneficial.
can I say something about this? Oh my, this
Yeah.
is really making this interview so long. But anyways,
The way that you never ever expected before, yeah.
MUT he says here MUT also should focus on advocacy. I think never mind, I'll get bashed if I say this.
But I can share from my point of view. Yes,
No, no. Okay, sure.
we worked
Go
on
ahead.
that already. We make it very, very seriously in a way that you can see that Amanda Opsum work hand in hand with the local foundations like the Mirror Foundations that help the homeless during the pandemic, for example. She even went down to the field and experienced and
Yep.
gaining that, and she joined a lot of platforms to talk about the mental health issues, which is something that really, really happening right here, right now, is red hot issues in Thailand, and she's never ever stopped that. From her activism, we can see that she's regularly post messages and even work with the organizations on many occasions already. So I think we have to admire the girl for that. I mean, any girls who work real hard on a social cause or advocacy. But this, yes, I do agree that we have to like give a little more extra to the advocacy so that the girl can have the experience. And when she can speak with her own experience. Just like Kat says something on, her final speech, regarding the slum of Tondo, for example. And she can, bring that clear illustrations to her answer, with the word poor. But then again, she see the beauty in it because she witnessed that in her own eyes.
Well said. And on that note, thank you so much. Wow, I can't believe it. We talked for more than 2 hours.
2 hours.
My
That
God.
means this talk is really enjoyable. Has been enjoyable. Thank you so much.
We were
So
able.
I
much.
hope you guys have a good time listening to us. Sending us
Yeah,
questions.
yeah. Because I've been wanting to do this kind of interview with you guys or anyone from Thailand to really get a better understanding how you operate there in
And
pageant
I hope
because it
you
seems
did get the better understanding of the pageantry here in Thailand, even though it's from our perspective. But then again, I hope that I could, broaden the horizons for you all across the South Sea, the South China Sea, so that you can get
yeah.
to know the Thai pageantries much better and the clearer pictures. And hopefully, you can come to Thailand and experience, just like I did, when I was there in the
In the
Philippines.
Philippines.
Yeah, someone's saying here, I'm so shocked. Tony knows a lot about the Philippines because he's half Spanish, and we all know and our country has been colonized by the Spaniards. So in a
Renien
way, he made a
Burgos,
lot.
your last name is Spanish as well. Burgos is one of the cities in Spain. So you guys, last names, a lot of them are Spanish in a way.
All right. There's another one. Do you know Mr. Nipun, the supranational candidate last year? I think he belongs from another pageant
Um,
organization.
I'm not really sure, but
All
I'll
right.
find out. I don't
Thank
think I
you.
know him.
Thank you so much, Ronel. I just happened to be here a while ago, but I'm enjoying your conversation, guys. Thank you so much. That
I'm
means a lot
glad.
to me.
Thank you, Ronald.
That was
Thank you.
Thank
that
you,
was
Salamat
really my
salamat.
Ian.
ultimate goal. So that when the next Miss Universe Thailand pageant happens, we now know, we now get have a better
I think we
understanding.
are soon. I think, as time flies nowadays, in probably May or June, we could, get some information
No
about the
later than
options
July,
with it.
I think.
Yeah, just around the corner. So stay tuned. Keep yourself posted.
Oh no. Miss Universe Philippines will be this coming April, so that means how soon is now? How soon is soon?
Just around the corner.
Oh, there you go, guys. Just around the corner. Yeah, I really get why you need to hold the pageant early also to give more time to the next winner to train.
Mhm.
That's
All
true.
right.
Right.
Um, thank you, from Patrick. Thank you so much for this interview. Adam, Tong, and Wenika are both amazing.
Thank you,
Oh,
Patrick.
Kisses,
please,
Patrick.
please have them back. I will.
Oh, my
Thank
pleasure. Next time in
you.
the Philippines,
I'm looking
and the
forward to it.
flesh, in the flesh. I hope I'll be there and you guys see
Once the
me.
once the travel restrictions is already out of the way. Thank you, Tong and Wenika. There you guys. There you go, guys. Thank you so much.
ขอบคุณครับขอบคุณ
ขอบคุณ
ครับ
ค่ะ
I
สาธุ
achieved I achieved my goal of having a very
And I'm
very
glad.
insightful conversation with you both when it comes to understanding Thai pageantry. It's not just a simple Thai pageant talk, but it really goes beyond that in terms of learning the sensibilities, history, culture of of the Thais in nature in organizing pageants in general. Maraming salamat uli. All the virtual hugs and kisses all the way here from my office here in
Mahal kita.
Manila. Stay safe and hydrated. God bless you guys, and I hope to see you soon in the flesh.
I hope to
I
see
hope
Good
you
night,
soon
sleep
too.
tight, all fans.
Stay
see you
safe.
soon.
Stay safe.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.